Hello again, my YouTube minions. This is the Killer Nacho with another Wi-Fi battle here against a long-time and good commentator, Qwilliams23. And this is going to be an OU match, and I'm actually going to be trying out Mega Ampharos, which is one of the last released Mega Evolutions that we were missing. But now that we have them, I can use them. It's a Pokemon that always is going to be looked at as a wall breaker. Incredibly slow, even slower, in fact, than base Ampharos, but has some massive attacks, attacking stat, well, special attacking stat, along with Mold Breaker, making it very useful. So, I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Tornadus, as he leads with Landorus. So, yeah, a little bit of Genie on Genie action here, both of us in our, what's it called? Not Incarnate, Therian forms. So, I'm just going to taunt him because I kind of expected to maybe try to set up Stealth Rocks or something. But instead he just goes for the U-turn, which is a good play, and he's just going to go into Tapu Koko, which I'm sure you all know what he does by now, the electric terrain and all that. He actually is running 2 Tapus on this team, so have to be worried about those guys. So I'm going to go into Marowak. Marowak, Alolan form, tends to be a decent counter to most Tapu Kokos, being that I have Lightning Rod, and I also resist Fairies. He's just going to go for the Hidden Power. It's actually not very effective against me. So I'm suspecting that's either Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Fire. Expecting my Magearna or my Garchomp to come in. But I'm just going to go on to Starmie now, as he has his Landorus out and wants to go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks. And I really don't want him to set up Stealth Rocks. So I'm just going to say, screw your Stealth Rocks and Rapid Spin. But he's going to go on to his Gardevoir, which is almost certainly his Mega, and definitely a dangerous one at that. Mega Gardevoir tends to hit like a wall breaker while having actually pretty damn good speed. So it's an all-around sweeper Pokemon that I really don't want to take lightly. So I am going to switch out. I do not want to take a Moonblast. It's time to go on to Magearna, who does resist Moonblast, as well as, a Stab Psychic move. So feel pretty good about him not being able to hit me super effectively, and he is going to just go for the Hyper Voice, which, of course, with Pixelate is going to be a Fairy move. It still does quite a bit of damage to me, though. And yeah, he's going to withdraw because obviously he doesn't want to take a Steel move. I decided just to go for the Flash Cannon. This is a Steelium Z Magearna, but I'm not going to go for that quite yet. He's just going to actually go into his Tentacruel, which, yeah, I lower its special defense, though, which is actually pretty nice because I have Thunderbolt, so I'm like, well, let's see if I can maybe kill it with a super effective Thunderbolt, even though this does appear to be a especially bulky Tentacruel. I'm not able to quite kill it thanks to its special bulk as he gets off some Toxic Spikes against me, which is kind of annoying, but I can always Rapid Spin them away as well. He does not want to let me kill him, though. He's going to go into a Heat Ran. I was so close to actually going for a Aura Sphere, which is my 3rd move on this Magearna. But instead, I just go for that. And obviously, this is a special defensive Heat Ran as well. And I really don't want to stay in and die. So off I go. I'm going to go back into my Tornadus. I think I was predicting an Earth Power, maybe? I don't even know. He just goes for a, no, I think I go in thinking I'll be able to live a move and maybe go for a Super Power. That's what it was. He misses Magma Spin or whatever it is, and that's pretty nice. Magma Storm, rather. And in comes Tapu Koko again, which is going to take a superpower pretty nicely due to the resistance. Actually, well, it's a Tapu Koko, so it still takes some damage. But I don't want to stay in because Tapu Koko will outspeed me and probably kill me. It's the biggest threat to my Tornadus right now. So I'm going to go out in my Marowak again. Now, he's probably going to be able to predict this, and I also have to get poisoned for my trouble. Instead, he just goes for a Dazzling Gleam, which I also resist. But, yeah, no matter what I go for, it's down to a prediction. I could go for my strongest move, which is Flare Blitz, or a Will-O-Wisp, but I'm really kind of worried about that Heat Ran coming in and, triggering a Flash Fire. So I decided just to go for a Shadow Bone, which is going to do absolutely nothing after the Intimidate to this Landorus. And the worst part is, switching out is kind of a risk, too, so because pretty much everything I have could potentially be hurt. He's just going to go for the U-turn. So that's what I was kind of... No, I wasn't hoping for that. I was trying to go for a Flare Blitz, which is, in hindsight, kind of stupid, because he probably would have been able to kill me if he stayed in with Earthquake. And if he did U-turn, then, yeah, it's probably going to be Heat Ran after he saw that I'm staying in. But whatever. I didn't want to risk, going for the Earthquake, but I really probably, in hindsight, should have, knowing that if I did survive the turn, he probably would be going out in a Heat Ran. Oh, well, that would have been really cool, but unfortunately, he's just going to kill me. Which is, I believe, the first blood in this match. So he takes out my Marowak, but it does give me a free switch. I can go into Starmie. It's a pretty safe switch. He's probably not going to want to stay in, and even if he does, we already know that this is not a Bloom Doom heat round, which is the only heat round I'm really afraid of with Starmie. And I'm just going to be able to just go for the Rapid Spin against his Tentacruel. Now, unfortunately, my second move on this Starmie, and it is bulky Starmie, my second move is Ice Beam. So I don't carry the Thunderbolt or the Psychic on this Starmie to be able to hit this guy and kill him, which is kind of sad. I do switch out, though. I didn't actually expect him to go for another Toxic Spikes against my Starmie, and I'm kind of surprised that he switched it in the first place, because a lot of Starmies do carry that, electric or psychic coverage. But he's just going to go ahead and set up Toxic Spikes again, so he really wants them ups, and I really don't want them up, but I'm just going to go right back into Starmie, because at the end of the day, I know that he can't do damage to me either, really, and I can just Rapid Spin, and off he goes again into his Heatran, so yeah, we're just kind of playing musical Pokemon, and he's probably not going to want to stay in here either. I think I decide to go for the Scald this turn, just in case he does or something. I don't even know. But it's kind of safe, because even if he does switch out, I still do the Scald damage on him, I guess. Which is going to be absolutely nothing, because we already established it's especially bulky Tentacruel. But, oh well, it's not really, no harm, no foul. I don't think he can really do damage to me either. Even with a Sludge Bomb, I'm bulky Starmie, and I have Recover, and I don't really have to worry about being poisoned because I have Natural Cure. So I'm just going to go ahead and Rapid Spin like a boss, and yeah, there goes his Toxic Spikes again, and he's just going to Scald me for all that's worth, and it's worth absolutely nothing. He was probably predicting a switch, but I don't know why he would be predicting a switch. I don't know. But yeah, this is a standoff, I guess, and I'm like, well, let's do this. I'm just going to recover, first of all, because I'm getting down to around half. See, you can't kill me even if you wanted to. Oh, wait, you have Acid Spray. Okay, that could possibly let you win this matchup, which will reduce my special defense to smithereens. But I did really what I wanted to do. Starmie is back to nearly full. I'm going to be able to get rid of the poison, so I'm just going to switch out again. Even if he does go for another Toxic Spikes, that's still a free turn to switch out. So in comes my Ampharos. I decided to go into. I really should have went back into Magearna in hindsight. But whatever. He's just going to go for the Scald, and he ends up getting the burn, which is not a big deal because Ampharos is going to be a special attacker in my Mega Ampharos, but it's still kind of annoying because all Megas don't really have a way to really, well, obviously they don't have leftovers, so they sometimes have a hard time regenerating health, so the residual damage is always going to be annoying. So, yeah, in comes Tapu Bulu. I am going to go ahead and get my Mega Evolution. I decided just to go for the Volt Switch for this very reason, because Tapu Bulu can obviously come in, so I figure Volt Switch is the best play, and even with the resistance, I'm still able to do a nice chunk to that Tapu Bulu, and go out in Tornadus, which pretty much is my, check to this Bulu right now. Because obviously I threaten him with a Hurricane. So just going to go for it. He's going to go back into his Tentacruel. Actually, I just go for a U-turn, that's right, which will allow me to get another matchup in my favor. End up critting with a U-turn, not that it really matters. This Tentacruel's basically taken no damage after his leftover since I dealt the initial damage with Thunderbolt. But in comes my Garchomp, and this is when I realized that I brought the wrong Chomp. I meant to bring a standard bulk Chomp, with Stealth Rock, supposed to be my Stealth Rocker. Instead, I brought, I think, my Gen 6 Scarf Chomp. And there's not a whole lot of difference between my current, my Gen 7 Scarf Chomp and the one that I imported from Gen 6, aside from a rather important distinction. This Chomp has Iron Head instead of Poison Jab. Now, Poison Jab is obviously become a bit better in this generation due to the Tapus. Notably, Bulu is X4 weak to it, and obviously you don't have to worry about the other two that are, well, Finny and Coco aren't weak to Iron Head because of their secondary types, so obviously Poison Jab has become a little more popular due to that, and it's probably the better move, but unfortunately I did bring the Iron Head one, so like I said, they're supposed to be a bulk Chomp. They must have been right next to each other or something. But I'm like, okay, I can work with this. Actually, having a Scarf Chomp, even if it is a slightly outdated Scarf Chomp, isn't such a bad thing looking at his team because I can still check quite a few things with it. So, yeah. So, stuff happened, and I wasn't really narrating, but whatever. As you can see, my Tornadus took a lot of damage, and I'm going to switch out. Thank God I have Regenerator. So he's just going to go for the Earth Power, I guess predicting the switch, which more or less obvious since my Tornadus was nearly dead. And in comes Starmie again, which
Honestly, this Heatran is just walling me right now. The only thing I really have that can do anything to it is my Starmie. So I'm just going to go for a Scald. He's going to go into Tapu Koko. Koko doesn't resist water, but obviously he's going to scare me away after... Oh, wait, no, I just go for a Recover. Yay! Should have probably went for a Scald, but then again, getting my HP back isn't necessarily a bad move. I'm going to switch out, though. I'm running out of things to switch into on this Tapu Koko. He's probably just going to go for a Thunderbolt. At least I thought. I was actually kind of just sacking Magearna. Instead, he just goes for a Dazzling Gleam, which I resist, and... You know, I don't... He goes for the Z move here, the, what is it, the Electric Z move for extra power, but honestly, he probably could have been able to kill me in the electric terrain with just a regular Thunderbolt, but yeah, there you go. He wastes his Gigavolt Havoc on my Magearna, which I'm fine with. Pretty sure he didn't need to, but I guess that confirms the kill, and that's good for him because my Magearna is gone. So in comes Chomp again, which, like I said, can check this guy. And if I had Poison Jab, this match would, I would be super happy here. But instead, like I said, this is a Gen 6 Chomp, so I have Iron Head. But I decided to predict the Bulu coming in and go for it. And as you can see, I nearly, well, I do over half to this Tapu Bulu. If that was a Poison Jab, it would have one-shot it, which would have been super good, because now he can just switch out. I mean, I did make the right play there, given my options, but obviously, yeah, it's not as good as it could have been. Anyway, I Iron Head this Landorus, and I should mention I do have, like I said, a Poison Jab, Choice Scarf, Jar Chomp. I should probably get rid of this one in Gen 7 because I don't think I'd really want to use it. But whatever. He's just going to go for the Stealth Rock, and I'm once again just going to Starmie, which can get rid of them. And unfortunately, he seems to be outpacing me a little bit. He's up 5 Pokemon to 4. We both have Pokemon like that, you know, can check certain things. Like my Garchomp can hard check some of his Pokemon. But unfortunately, the way this is going, I just got a KO there, but he's going to be able to get, obviously, check more than I can. So now that his Landorus is dead, I just want to go ahead and Rapid Spin to make sure those Stealth Rocks stay down. He's going to go for a Taunt, which he said, I believe, was a misclick, because you can't Taunt Rapid Spin. It is a regular attack with a secondary effect. The most that you can really Taunt is Recover, which I'm okay with. I'm just going to go for a Scald. It gives me free Scald damage. He's going to go for the... He's just going to go, rather, for the Hyper Voice. Doesn't quite kill me, and that pretty much lets me get a second Scald off on the thing, which... honestly isn't that big a deal, but I have nothing now that my Magearna is dead to come in against this guy. End up getting the burn, too, so there you go. I can get some small residual damage on his Mega Pokemon now. Unfortunately, it is going to cost me a perfectly good Starmie, but them's the breaks. So in comes Tornadus again, and yeah, Tornadus should be able to outspeed this guy, and I decided to actually just U-turn, which I think should be enough to kill it anyway, and it is, so... Dead Gardevoir, although this is going to put me at the disadvantage when it comes to switching, because he's going to be able to see what I go into first. I decided to go out into my Garchomp, which, no matter what he goes into, I can lock myself into a beneficial move. But obviously, if I do go for the Iron Head or try to, he can just go out into Heatran, which I decided to switch out into Tornadus, and I don't remember exactly why. I guess I figured that I resisted grass moves, although in the grassy terrain, I guess that still does a lot of damage. I might have been actually predicting a Heatran switch so I could superpower it. So he leaves me at 1 HP, which is kind of epic, and unfortunately, instead of just switching out like what I probably should have, like hard switching, I just didn't want to risk taking another hit from that guy. I decided to go for the Hurricane to, you know, maybe if he does stay in with Tapu Bulu, I could kill it. It still does a lot of damage to Tapu Koko, but it is going to kill... due to my Life Orb, my Tornadus, so that's not great. So in comes my Garchomp again, going to go ahead and Earthquake this time, but unfortunately he has, like I said, a half Pokemon advantage over me, because now he can just go into Tapu Bulu, which forces me to switch, because obviously I can't kill this guy with Earthquake, so I do have to switch, and the only Pokemon I have left is my Ampharos. Maybe I should have just sacked Garchomp, but if I sack Garchomp, he's probably going to heal with his Horn Leech, which is probably what he's going to do anyway. Instead, he just goes for a Wood Hammer. Actually, it would have been probably better because he would have gotten recoil with that. Well, actually, he outspeeds my Mega Ampharos anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. Mega Ampharos can't outspeed Bulu, so he could have just killed me anyway. So I pretty much have to switch out and then switch my move into Iron Head. And there you go. Which makes me, once again, kind of salty, because Now it's 1 against 1. But unfortunately, I'm locked into Ironhead. But had I actually had my Scarf Chomp that was made for Gen 7, that Bulu would have been dead ages ago. Then again, if I actually brought the Pokemon I meant to, which is Bulk Chomp, we wouldn't even be in this situation, probably. Who knows how it would have turned out? But yeah, so this game is over. He's going to poison me, and I'm locked into Ironhead, and as you can see, he's healing basically more with leftovers than I'm doing with an X4 resisted Ironhead. And, yeah, so I'm just going to play it out just because, but it is pretty much over at this point. So good game there, Qwilliams23. And today's question of the day is, what is your favorite Pokemon that has no evolution associated with it? Basically, well, a single evolution Pokemon. There tend to be, and this is discounting legends, no legends. But they tend to be a little bit weaker on average in their final forms, which is their only forms, when compared to fully evolved Pokemon. But they tend to obviously have higher base stats than basic Pokemon, which leaves them usually with some interesting niches, and some of them have become very good. But just from a design perspective, I would probably have to say my favorite is either Pinsir or Aerodactyl. So both of them are Gen 1 Pokemon, and obviously I like bugs. I always thought Pinsir was pretty darn cool. Pinsir and Scyther both obviously very cool. Their Scyther eventually did get an evolution. Um, but yeah, so leave a comment about that. And yeah, I'll see you guys again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.